Atari. Anime person. With more cards. Danger, high voltage software. Loading. So. Hey there! Ulti Zeta here. And you might be wondering, what the heck is this? I would not blame you. I had no idea what the heck this was. Until relatively very recently. Never heard of it in the slightest. But then again, I'm not much of a tabletop trading card game enthusiast. So, if you are, you might be a little more familiar with the name Duel Masters. While a bunch of, like, demo things play, and you maybe get incredibly confused what the heck I'm about to be playing right now. As a brief explanation as to what this is, back in, like, approximately 2004-ish, there was a tabletop card game, trading card game, released by Wizards of the Coast. Kind of similar to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering and Pokemon trading card game and all that jazz. Mostly in the fact that it's just another 1v1 competitive trading card game. Not necessarily exactly in how it works. Before any Duel Masters enthusiasts get mad at me for comparing it to Magic the Gathering. Or something like that. It's a tabletop card game thing that you can play with cards. You know, the usual stuff. There's differences, I assume. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, or I've had Pokemon cards, but certainly never got the ability to actually play the game. So, this is pretty much my only foray into that sort of thing. I got introduced to this game by a friend, back in July of 2022 last year. And I've been playing it with him on Tabletop Simulator and others in our friend group. And it's a very fun game, and I really enjoy it. And this is a licensed game for that original card game. So, I figured it would be worth a shot, because I really like Duel Masters. I really have greatly enjoyed playing it, and I wanted to, like, have a more public record experience of the game, and just... this licensed game for the PlayStation 2 was that way that I could do it. There are other licensed games for the Game Boy Advance, but apparently those ones are garbage awful, so maybe I'll stream them someday, but I don't think I want to Let's Play them. But this one seemed more interesting. The demo's repeating at this point, so let's just press the start button. But yeah, I have been greatly interested in playing this game, and this was the... if you watched, like, my Mario 3 Let's Play, this was the game that I was trying to get a PlayStation 2 to play, and it took me a month. But I already went into that entire detail, so if you want to hear the story of getting a PlayStation 2 to work with this game, my cousin finally came through and found it, but that whole story got told in my... first episode of Super Mario Bros. 3, so check that out. But yes, Duel Masters is fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this game handles it, and so on and so forth. However, there's a very important caveat I need to bring up first. An extremely important one, to be precise. Well, first let's check options. Just because I know there's cutscenes. Okay, some of this stuff is not going to make any sense to you guys yet, probably. But... okay, I've heard what this is. This is not what I want to do. I've heard story of that concept, and it's basically, like, taking a turn-based game and making it, like, real-time is like, okay, yeah, I'm not interested. That's completely different and unique to this, and so it's not really worth... it's not worth it. So, yeah, let's not. But yeah. So, the important caveat for this whole thing. My friend Matt, who has...
Duel Master! Duel Master! Duel Master! Duel Master!
Okay. My friend Matt, who was the one who introduced me to Duel Masters, and is mostly the one in control of, like, the whole game setup. He's like, he gets all the cards into the game, he gets into Tabletop Sim, he's like, he's done this, like, really cool setup that, like, allows it to, like, allows us to, like, sort of buy our own booster packs through tokens that we get for winning games or just playing games. So it's like, it's got this, like, pseudo shop system that kind of reflects, like, how, like, you would actually kind of treat it, and, like, we have our own decks. It's not like we just, like, pick any cards we want to. Like, there's, like, an actual sense of, like, collecting cards, and, like, as virtual as you could get for that kind of setup. And he's in control of all of it, and it's really well done, really cool, very appreciated. The important caveat is, basically, imagine if somebody had never played Super Smash Bros. In their life, and then a friend of theirs introduced them to a game in the Smash series. But that game was Project M. And so they played Project M, liked Project M, and enjoyed Project M, and enjoyed playing it with their friends and whatnot. And then they decided to do a Let's Play of the Subspace Emissary in vanilla Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That's kind of what this Let's Play is. My friend Matt, his version of Duel Masters is a modified version of Duel Masters that has been heavily updated to be more balanced, more competitive, more well thought out, I guess. I don't know. Like, he's shown me a couple of cards from the original game that you just look at and go, what the heck were they thinking? Sometimes it just happens like that. I don't mean necessarily any insult, but it really does come across as, like, not the most well thought out. And I mean, there is also a reason why Duel Masters just kind of died out in the West. It's still ongoing to this day in Japan. There are crossover tie-ins with things like Kirby as recently as last year. It's very big over there, as far as I can tell. It is a big thing. But over here in the West, it ran for like 2 years, went completely defunct. They tried to reboot it again in like 2012-ish under the name Kaijudo, but it pretty much learned nothing from the original run and also went defunct. Got an anime around that time either. I've never seen it. It also might have had an anime around the original run. I don't know. I'm relatively new into this scene, and I mostly know my friend's modded version. But it's a very fun modded version. So, anyways, now that I've kind of deliberated on the title screen for about 10 minutes, let's actually get into the game, shall we? Because I definitely really need to, like, get that across. I don't know the original game very well. It's still going to be Duel Masters. Just like Project M is still Super Smash Bros. At the end of the day. You still get the Smash experience. But, like, Project M characters are not the same as their equivalent Super Smash Bros. Brawl characters, you know? Like, for better or for worse. Like, I have my own qualms with Project M on its own thing. In its own right, but for what it's trying to do, in terms of being just a more competitive version of Smash Brothers, it does succeed. It just, to me, comes at the cost of, like, certain other things that I like Smash for.
Don't do this.
Fortune favors the bold. By performing this ritual now, I'll gain control of the temple's power without having to duel. What?
Too soon. Too soon. You fool. Only the winner of the sacred tournament is gifted with control over these portals. You've destabilized the temple.
Before you ask, yes, I am as confused as you are.
The doors were opened incorrectly. Creatures have escaped. We must hold the tournament at the appointed time and hope the victor will use the temple's power to heal the ruptures.
So since there's no subtitles, I can barely hear what they're saying. Especially because somebody outside has a lawnmower going on and buzzsawing their way through bushes. Which you guys probably can't hear, but I certainly can. Probably you can't hear
You know, you need to be more aggressive. No, I mean it. You play it too safe.
Why were we told to meet here?
You each have been selected for your unique abilities. There is something important that you must accomplish. A great task has been set before you.
Do we get to duel?
Yes, but first I must see if you are ready.
Would you like a tutorial? I guess I can go through the tutorial just so you guys can like maybe see how the game describes what's going on. Although I think I also just want to say I love the really cheesy, cheap like DeviantArt anime aesthetic that's going on here, which is genuinely, that's not even hyperbole. I'm pretty certain Mel and Matt have talked about how like the creators of some of the artists who worked on this game are on DeviantArt and stuff. Like, it just is a very funny vibe to me that I really enjoy. Like, when I saw screenshots of some of like the cutscene stuff in this game, it was really funny to me, but in a good way. I just like it. What can I say? Okay, select the lesson. Oh my lord. Okay, maybe I'll just play the game. That's a lot. I was expecting one thing, maybe two. 17's not. Not what I want.
Each of the 5 civilizations, fire, water, nature, light, and darkness, calls out to one of you. This is why I've gathered you together, and with my help, you will learn to strengthen this bond and become Kaijudo Masters. Only then will you be prepared to face the challenges of the 5 Colors Tournament.
The 5 Colors Tournament?
That's a restricted entry tournament.
Only the best.
Of the best.
Cool!
You will progress as individuals, but a group's true strength lies in working together. Once you have honed your skills, we will speak again.
This is gonna be so cool!
Okay, so now we get to pick one of those 5 characters that we get to play, because there's 5 stories in this mode, from what I've learned. There's 5 civilizations, basically, which is basically 5 colors. There's 5 main groups of things. Think of them like Pokemon types, in a way, like how you have fire type, water type, psychic type, etc. So, or apparently Magic the Gathering just flat out has colors. I don't know. Either way, there's the fire civilization, there's the light civilization, there's the darkness civilization, there's the water civilization, and there's the nature civilization. I, myself, am mostly used to water, but I've also played... I'm decently experienced with fire civilization, and my water deck on Tabletop Sim has light cards in it, because you can mix and match the civilizations. And my fire deck has a little bit of nature as well, but not nearly as much. And I've never touched darkness. I've mostly fought against darkness. So that's going to be fun when I eventually get to that. But for now, Rusty, with the fire civilization, is the one that you start with, and I feel like, honestly, it's probably the one that's probably makes the most sense to start with, because, like, I feel like it's very understandable to, like, get an introduction to the game, in a way. I feel like fire is actually a pretty good way to do it, even though I first started with water because I was like, I don't know any of these things, I'm just gonna go with the one that's blue, because my lizard is blue, and then it turned out that water is my favorite, so it just kind of worked out that way. But yes. Alright, also, one thing that's really funny to me is that there are certain voice actors in this game that you might recognize if you're a Sonic fan. And that's all I'll say on that matter. We'll get to the credits eventually. You'll be able to find out. And I'll be able to point them out because I don't actually remember who's who. But there will be voices you recognize. I can say that much. Anyways, let's stop beating around the bush and start up this civilization.
Joan, this has been a day for upsets.
It certainly has, Howard. This Cinderella story is about to come to
I
a
love the
happy
aesthetic. It's so
ending for
goofy.
this fiery duelist.
Okay, so
Rusty! 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 Rusty!
Rusty, are you going to stand there all day? Oh, Mom. Oh, and someone just called about some tournament you've been accepted into. No way!
and then he's dead.
Cool.
I really like the juxtaposition of the loading screens, just having the art from the cards that's like really professional and high detail, and then juxtaposing that with like the flash animated anime cutscenes. It's just like, oh.
Oh my gosh, is that Knight?
Knight? Who's Knight?
Who's Knight? He's only one of the greatest duelists of all time.
Wow, think we can get his autograph?
You can't just go up to the greatest duelist in the world and say,
Excuse me, Mr. Knight, sir? Can I have your autograph?
Sure.
Thanks!
Knight!
Hello again, Rusty. Have you been practicing?
Well,
Every great duelist must practice. There are several formidable duelists around. Perhaps you should challenge one of them.
I'll take on anyone.
There should be some duelists hanging out at the mall or the restaurant. Maybe you should look there. I must be going now, but I'll check up on you later.
Duel people to raise your reputation. You'll find a few good duelists hanging out around town. I am just flabbergasted at this. This is hilarious to me. I love it. Okay, so what does quest screen say? Okay. Marcus is waiting for you at the restaurant! My reputation is 0. My collection size is 40. I don't seem to be able to do anything but resume. Oh, okay. So, creature card. 9 card pieces left. Okay. Build decks. Okay, so it seems I've got some water cards and some fire cards. 26 and 14. You have a max deck size of 40, and you can have some duplicates in here. I think that's what the 2 of 2 and 1 of 1 is. Like, you have one, and one of them is in the deck. You have 3 of them are in the deck, so there's some repeats for right now. This is what we start with. Okay. I recognize some of these guys. In fact, I recognize most of these guys, but, like, I don't know if what I'm used to them doing is going to be identical to what what they wind up doing here. So we'll just find out as I get the cards in the thing. But it doesn't seem like I have much else I can do because I just started out. I just kind of wanted to see what am I starting out with. We got some water cards. We don't have the best water card. We don't have my favorite. It's not here. We'll have to get that later. Yes, there wasn't anything for me to change. Okay. I went into the menu and now it's doing a very long loading screen. Jeez, I just went into the menu. Oh, what's... Exit was just flat out leave, okay. No, I wanted to exit the menu, not the game. Whatever, it's a licensed game from Atari in 2004. I guess I should cut them some slack? I don't know. Anyways, okay, so we didn't really lose any time. Maybe we can try and duel Mrs. Autograph Person.
It's all over.
Sure, it's all over, I guess. Yoshi! I agree. Yoshi is pretty cool. That is not Yoshi. You're just putting that out there. That's not Yoshi at all. Okay, so... I guess I should choose a card. Okay, so... Basically, the gist of the game is you have 40 cards in your deck, you start out with 5 in your hand and 5 in your shields. Shields are basically your hit point, and I'm assuming that the shields are the 5 blue things at the top of the screen. So there's 5 blue squares, those are basically health points. So you basically need to be able to survive 6 hits. 1 for each of your shields, and then 1 last hit to kill you. So there's a shield, so you've got your shields. You have a mana thing, which every card is worth 1 point of mana, essentially. And so each part of your turn you can cast a spell, or cast a creature or spell, or whatever. Or you can do something with your mana. Okay, so these are the 5 cards I started with. Okay, gotcha. This is also me trying to learn the UI here as well. So the 30 underneath is the amount of cards in my deck. So, because we start with 40, 5 go into shields, and now I have these 5 cards. Brain Serum, which is a spell, doesn't say what it does. Brawler Xyler, which is a creature. Stone Sower, which is a creature. Aqua Jolter, which is a creature. And Sea Mine, which is a creature. Okay, so... Okay, so... The 4 above this, or the 2, or the 5, or the 3, that's how much mana it costs to summon. So, I'll need 5 mana to summon Stone Sower. I'll need 3 mana to summon Aqua Jolter. I start the game with 0 mana, so you need to build that up over the course of the game. The 2,000, or the 4,000 plus, or the 1,000 plus, etc., that's how strong the creature is. That's how much damage it does. When it comes to fighting other creatures... Basically, the stronger damage wins. It's just a matter of, like, measuring up. So, like, say the opponent had a Stone Sower and I had Aqua Jolter and I was trying... The opponent would be able to beat me with 4,000 versus 2,000. It's not necessarily matter much of, like, what the difference is. There's no health bar. It's just, like... Whoever has the bigger number wins the battle, and the loser of that creature is destroyed. Anyways... As I explain all of this, I think the most beneficial thing for me to do is to put this to my mana, because I'm not going to be able to summon it for a very long time because it's 6 mana. It costs 6 mana to summon, so that's usually the strategy you want to do. Is you want to put something into mana, and I guess that's where the mana goes up there, is like, I have 1 blue mana. So, I will end my turn because I have nothing I can play for just 1 mana. And, as you can see, the opponent did pretty much the exact same thing as me. Alright. What I'm not sure about is what are those yellow dots for? Because there's one on both sides. Okay, so at the start of every turn, you also get a new card. So I have drawn a new card, and it's King Coral here. I still can't do anything. So, the important thing is... So I can summon Brawler Xyler here for 2 mana. If I wanted to. So, what I want to do here, in this situation, is I want to put Stone Sower in my mana zone. Because, in order to summon a fire creature, I need fire mana. Right now I only have water mana, so I'm going to need at least 1 of fire mana in order to be able to summon this. You don't need 2 fire mana, you just need a fire mana. And... So, you need 1 that matches the color of the card, and you just need that amount of mana, period, in order to summon something. So, since I would need 5 mana, so this is not going to get summoned for a long time anyway, and I need a fire mana at some point. So now I have a fire mana. And oh, okay, it shows me exactly if I can summon something or not. Because there's a green circle now. So it shows it's green if I can summon it. So that means I can summon Brawler Xyler for 1,000. I want to see... What happens if I press R2? Okay, it explains what it is. Good to know. Alright, so... in this regard, I'll go over some of these in more detail as they come up, probably. But Brawler Xyler, for the important thing for him is basically he's a power attacker, which means when he's on the offensive, when it's my turn, he'll basically be at 3,000 power. But when the opponent is attacking, he'll be at 1,000 power. That's what power attacker means. So that's what the plus means. It means that there's basically an asterisk to what his default power is. Anyways. Brawler Xyler summoned. And... did that person... You didn't even put anything into mana. Why not? Whatever. It's the beginning of the game. Alright, so my new thing is Immortal Baron. He has nothing special about him. He's just 2,000 power. The other important thing is, when you summon something, you can't do anything with it at first, because when you summon a creature, it has summoning sickness. Basically, it prevents you from doing anything until the next turn. So that's why I summoned the guy, but then didn't do anything. So, now when I summon something else, that something else won't be able to do anything, but the guy I'd already put in will be able to do something. So, it'll make more sense as things go on. This is definitely going to be like the slowest episode as I kind of explain how this all works to those who are unfamiliar, which is probably going to be a majority of people watching, unless Matt is watching this. Hi, Matt. So, what do I want to do here? What does Brain Serum do? It's a shield trigger and lets you draw 2 cards. Okay. Shield trigger basically means... because when a shield gets destroyed by the opponent, the card that it is, because it's just, you know, a regular card, that goes into your hand. So, it goes here in one of these 4 things. If it's a shield trigger, however, when you hit the card, then you can automatically play that card just straight up. So if it's a creature, instead of going into your hand, that creature just automatically goes into the battle zone, which is where the 3D models go in this game. And, like, if it's, like, say it's, like, a 7 mana cost card, and you only have 3 mana, it doesn't matter. If it's a shield trigger, you can just summon it automatically anyway. So shield triggers are very useful in that regard. So that's what a shield trigger means. But if it's just a hand I have here, then it means absolutely nothing. So shield trigger basically means absolutely nothing in this particular context. So keep that in mind. And keeping that in mind, I think I'm just going to get rid of it, because I don't really need it. So, yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this into mana. And... okay, so here's the choice now. Because now I can put in all 3 of these cards. We've got Aqua Jolter, who is a shield trigger. He does nothing at nothing special. He's just 2,000 damage. I've got Immortal Baron Vorg, whose full name doesn't get to be in the game. He's just Immortal Baron now. He's just 2,000 again. And then we got King Coral, who's 1,000, but has this special condition of blocker. That gets into attacking, and right now this opponent doesn't have anything that is even worth attacking right now, so... I think the sensible thing for me to do is I'm just gonna play Aqua Jolter, I guess, because I really like the water creatures. They're awesome and cool. And look at him. Look at Aqua Jolter there. He's awesome. Oh, it kind of shows you. Oh, if I press... no, if it just flashes through. It says that they're summoning sickness. It basically shows you, yeah, they're sick. They can't do anything. Okay. So, I can't summon anything else. Because if you have the mana for it, you can summon multiple things in one turn. But this is the beginning of the game, so I can't do that. Alright, so... how do I get to attacking, then? Because... You can only add 1 card to your mana per turn, as well. No. How do I get to... Okay, this is probably where I probably should have looked at the tutorial. R buttons... Oh, this just shows off the card in big. Okay, well, there's Immortal Baron Vorg. His name does get to show up. Congratulations. Okay, so... I want to be able to attack, game. What button do I press? I didn't think I was going to need that tutorial on, like, navigating the UI. I don't want to end my turn because I can attack. This person has nothing in their battle zone, so my other guy can attack. Okay, there we go. The square button. Alright, so now that apparently you press the square button to go into the battle zone. If I were the developers of this game, I probably would have set a button to, like, say, hey, you can choose a creature, or you can press this button to swap modes. Alright, Brawler Xyler will attack the player because they have no other creatures to attack, because you can attack a creature in the opponent's battle zone, if the opponent had any, or they can attack a shield. Okay. 1 shield down. Everybody's gonna have this neat little cutscene, I guess. And now he's now been tapped, which in the card game means that you just, like, shift the... You rotate the card 90 degrees. A tapped creature can be attacked, basically. So if an untapped creature, or a creature who hasn't attacked yet, they're usually safe. This person is just flat out not doing anything, and I don't... This is very easy. Okay. What does Kiritops do? Can attack on... Okay, well... This is one of the exceptions when I said sometimes. I'll get into that later, because honestly, without even having things... It's just kind of confusing to get all this stuff, and, like... I can't even show any of it, because this person isn't showing anything, whatever. I'll summon Kiritops, I guess, because it's useful. Honestly, right now, I don't even think I need more mana. So, I think I'm going to be done, so square. Alright, so now, because of Summoning Sickness, Aqua Jolter is totally fine, but the new guy, Kiritops, can't attack. So, now we'll just attack the player multiple times. Let's see what Aqua Jolter does in his cool little animation. Pretty cool. There's a nice novelty to all this, to me. As someone who's just used to, like, these just being basic cards, it's like, it's cool to see them in 3D and, like, doing these things. Although the attack cutscenes are probably gonna get a little old when you see them multiple times, but that's the price I have to pay. Okay, and now I can't do any other attacks, so we're all good. The other interesting thing to point out about this game is, like, usually the ability to, like, attack and then, like, theoretically, like, add this to mana or something, or summon it, that's not actually something that the original actual Duel Masters normally does, but that is something that the version I play, the version my friend Matt made, does allow you to do, is do those 3 things out of order. In any order you want, basically. In the original game, I think it's you have to add something to mana first, then you have to summon, and then you have to attack, and you can't do those 3 actions out of order. But there are other situations where it can be beneficial to do those 3 things in any order you want to, and I kind of like it. So anyways, end your turn. Yes. Okay, are you gonna do anything, or... Wow, this is the worst Duel Masters player I think I have literally ever seen. What kind of... I don't even need to do anything, presumably. I mean... I'll just summon you because I can, I guess. Anyways, I've got 3 guys and you have only a couple of hit points, so sure. So this is basically the gist of the game, although this is really not the best introduction because this person didn't summon any creatures at all. But trust me, it gets pretty strategic and fun, and I really like the strategy of the game and the deck building aspects. It also has a Triceratops dinosaur on a skateboard with giant guns, so how can you really be angry at it? And now you have no shields, you didn't get any shield triggers, so nothing to worry about, and now I just kill you. So, good fight, you did garbage nothing. Okay, well, hopefully, at the very least, hopefully all my explanation, like, gets across the gist of how this game's gonna work, and how the fights work. If you're worried about, like, the length of this, like... Oh, here's my prize, I get a thing. Card details. What does Ultimate Force do? Top 2 cards of your deck are placed into your mana zone. Okay. It's a nature card. Gotcha. And Revolver Fish, what do you do in this version? Okay, you're still a blocker. Alright. Revolver Fish is pretty much what I'm used to. He's a good frog thing. One of my favorite cards in water. Alright. Blockers are useful because they prevent other things from attacking, essentially. Yeah, I'll take a... I've gained 1275 reputation points for beating somebody who doesn't know how to summon creatures. Congratulations, me. It's been, wow, 40 minutes already. This might be I might make this first episode a little bit longer just because, like, there's a lot to do. Duel time, 15 minutes, yeah. You should have won, says the person who didn't summon anything in the entire game, where the point is to summon creatures. Ugh. Whatever. It will be fun, trust me. If nothing else, we can all marvel together at the silly, goofy, like, nature of the story. You know? Alright, well, let's fight Skylar.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know, are you ready for this? Skylar. Yoshi! I don't know why it keeps bringing up Yoshi, but it sure does keep bringing up Yoshi. Okay. You are starting first. I'm not sure what dictates who's starting first in this version, but whatever. Alright, so we got Volcanoes, Water Vapor. Okay, yeah, you're a 7 out. So because he started first, I'm starting with 6 cards here. Because that's how it works. Garkago Dragon is never going to be useful for me because he's 7 mana, so I don't even need to figure out what it's going to do. Do I have a 1? Okay, I'm assuming this means I don't have a 1. There are a couple of cards that can be done for just 1 mana, but I don't have any right now. Phantom Fish. Well, I don't have any other water cards, so I'm going to add you to my mana because I can't summon you anyway. Alright, so now I've got 2 mana. I want Brawler Xyler, Power Attacker, or Mortal Baron. Brawler Xyler, yeah. And you can't attack, so enter. As you can see, things are gonna... Not like I've explained like a lot of the basics, things are definitely going to pick up. The other interesting thing... Oh. Okay, well, he's casting a spell that's going to destroy my guy. Kind of a shame. But oh well. That was going to happen at some point anyway. Okay, I got a lot of Fire Sweep Burning Hellion. I got Super Explosive Volcano Dawn. Curatops is better than Immortal Baron, so... I don't know if I need 2 Fire Sweepers. So, I think I'm going to mana a Fire Sweeper and summon Curatops. And I can't do anything, because I don't have a creature without Summoning Sickness. And he does nothing. Okay, I don't know why he did that, but whatever. I have another Curatops now. Okay, so if I have another Curatops, I'm gonna put you in mana, and I'm gonna summon your power attack are 4,000, your power attack... Okay, so you are stronger. So this will be important for another thing. Summon Volcanodon. Yeah, you look cool. The giant gun shoulder thing. Alright. Okay, so... let's attack with Curatops. Because when there's no other creatures on the opponent's field, we get to see this awesome cutscene again. When there's no other creatures on the field, it's usually pretty safe to just go forward and attack. So, what are you doing? Okay, we got a Brawler Xyler on the field now. Good to know. Alright, so. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, buddy. Alright, let's... I don't think I need more mana right now. Aqua Jolter's kind of useless in some ways, so... Let's go with Curatops. Get another one of them. Alright, so... Here's the benefit of Attack Untapped. Normally, with any other creature, I wouldn't be able to do this, but because I can attack untapped, I can do it. Because if I had selected that with Volcanodon, Volcanodon would not have been able to attack that. Now, here's the other thing about Volcanodon. Volcanodon will be doing... hold on. Volcanodon is a power attacker plus 4,000, which means he's basically doing 6,000. If you do 6,000, that means you can be a double breaker, which means that you break 2 shields instead of just 1. At least, if this works the same way that I'm used to. Oh, huh. I didn't really get to see what happened, but I assumed that they had a shield trigger that deleted my guy from existence. Which, you know what? Okay, fair enough, I guess. I just kind of wish I would have been able to see that happen. Whatever. I didn't put anything into mana, did I? I don't think I need to. Because the other thing is, with my 2 Curatopses out there, I can, like, pretty much... I can use my attack untapped to make sure that he's not getting any creatures in the battle zone. Okay. Virtual Tripwire, what does this do? Tap 1 opponent creature. Okay. Not really useful here. Alright, so... I'm gonna summon you. Fire Sweeper, Burning Hellion. And... okay. So what I want to do here... See, this is the interesting thing. It's just, like, I like strategy games, and I feel like this is just gonna be fun to like, be able to play and, like, share with you guys. Because I really do like this game, and, like, I like playing it a lot. But it's not really something I can, like, do on my channel unless it's a game like this. So, even though it's against computers, I don't know, it's going to be very engaging to me, personally. I feel like I'm going to enjoy it a lot. So, okay. Let's get to attacking then. Alright, so here's a key thing here. Curatops is 2,000, and the other guy is 2,000. When it's a tie, both creatures die. So, I think with that in mind, I'm going to probably lose a Curatops anyway when this guy attacks me. So I think it's in my better interest to ignore Immortal Baron Borg, even though I can attack it. I think it's in my best interest to just attack the shields. Because I'm probably going to lose one of these guys anyway. Oh, I can skip that cutscene. Okay, good. I hadn't actually tried pressing a button at that point, but yeah, if I can skip the cutscenes, then this will go by even faster. Like, I'll show off the cutscenes, obviously, when, like, they're not cutscenes we've seen before, but we've seen these cutscenes before. So we don't need to keep watching them all the time. Alright. So now this guy is probably... Oh, he's attacking one of my shields. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. He probably doesn't want to lose his guy, but now he's just gonna die. The smart thing for him... I guess the thing is, like, he wouldn't have anything to do. There's just not really anything he could do, I guess. Ooh, but now he's doing something interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, so now what he has on his team, he has a blocker. Which means when I try to attack his shield, he can use a blocker to basically say, no, you're attacking my blocker instead. You're not attacking the shield. So that's what the blocker does. It basically allows you to redirect attacks. So you now I need to pay attention. Like if I were to try and use a Curatops to attack a shield, my 2,000 power Curatops would try to hit the shield, he would block it for a 4,000 power Phantom Fish, and then my Curatops would die. However, Fire Sweeper, assuming that, like, I'm playing this as if, like, there would be another turn, but, like, this is the last thing, and he has one blocker anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, like, I can attack... Wait, hold on, huh? Fire Sweeper is just a power attacker. Oh, yeah, right. That guy attacked. I was wondering, like, why can I attack you with Fire Sweeper? But you're tapped already. Alright. I'm gonna need to, like, pay attention a little bit to, like, the UI elements of the game. Yeah, so I attack, and now he's using a blocker. So now, instead of attacking him as the player, I now attack the Phantom Fish. God damn, you look awesome in Fire Sweeper. Hell yeah, look at those abs. Yes, I will fully admit that a part of the reason why I like this game is because it has buff dinosaurs. So that's what a blocker does, basically. And that's why blockers are very useful. The Fire Civilization does not get blockers, however. Blockers are exclusive to the Water, Darkness, and Light civilizations. Fire and Nature civilizations don't get blockers, so they're a little more offensive, whereas the other ones have a little bit more defensive elements to them. Every civilization plays differently, and it's going to be fun. Anyways, we're going to drive over you on our scooter and hit you with a flamethrower. God, this is just gonna be goofy, and I love it. And I love it for that. I've got a smile on my face this whole time. My only hope is that, like, you guys enjoy this too. That's all I want. That's all I want out of this, is that you guys enjoy it. Okay, so for winning that battle, we get Silver Axe as Nature. Okay. Attack the top card from your deck is placed into your mana zone. Alright. Poisonous Dahlia is also Nature. You're just powerful, but you can't attack players, which means that it can attack creatures. So it can't attack the shields, but it can attack things in the battle zone. And then we got a Phantom Fish, which we just saw. It's a blocker. Come on. There's a weird loading point between, like, pressing the button and, like, it actually loading this part of the page. So, yes. I guess I'll go with Phantom Fish, because I'm used to that. I have achieved the rank of Amateur. Alright, let's try and do one more battle in this episode, just to kind of get it out of the way. I think that'll be a smart thing, a good thing to do. That only took me 9 minutes. Ooh, I like this guy. This is Hyper Squid Walter. He's a water civilization dude. There are some cards in this set, I know. Not... The thing is, like, I'm most familiar with the water civilization. So, those are going to be the ones that I look at and go, yeah, that guy! I know him! But it's gonna be fun. Alright, Timmy.
All right, let's duel.
Let's fight Timmy. That's a beast folk from the nature civilization. I like that the loading screens kind of give you like these neat little previews of like other cards. It's kind of like thing. All right, what are we starting out with? Ooh, we got some Braid Claws here. All right, I love Gigio or Gigio or I don't know. I love him, but he's a 5 mana at the start of the game, so he is probably gonna die. All right. So, Braid Claw is the traditional fire civilization starter because he's one of the ones who's summonable for only 1 mana. His gimmick, however, is that he must attack each turn, so there's no ways where you can just not attack with him. If he's out there, you have to attack with him. But he's a very good first summon because it means that you basically start the game very early on with something in your group. Ooh, we're fighting against darkness stuff. Interesting. Darkness is a tricky thing to work with. All right. I don't really need King Coral because I don't have anything else that's water. Let's summon just another Braid Claw. All right, so now Braid Claw has to attack. You can't just not attack with him, but I would attack anyway because it's important. I think what I'm seeing is that the background of the area relates to the main civilization that the opponent uses. Because this is a very darkness themed background, and this guy seems darkness themed. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, so let's just move on, and Braid Claw will attack. You can skip this. Okay, Ghost Creature, I discarded a random card. I didn't like that. It just kind of went away, but whatever. So that was a shield trigger again. I broke a shield and it activated an effect. And now I broke a shield and got a creature out. So now I got summoned. So we're seeing now at least how shield triggers work. Although... oh, there's the Gregorian. It didn't load for some reason. Okay, and he's choosing to attack my shield. Look at this thing. I think that's the thing that showed up when it was like, Yoshi! We found Yoshi, guys! Oh, I got... huh. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about this shield trigger that was one of my cards. Burst Shot. Destroy all creatures that are 2,000 power or less. Unless I'm mistaken, this will kill my creatures as well? And his creature is 3,000, so it wouldn't affect him. But mine are 2,000, and they would... My Braid Claws are both 1,000, so they would just both die if I use this. So I don't want to use this, I'm pretty certain. So, yeah, let's not. Okay. I'm discarding a random card. Okay. I don't know which one it is. I'll find out later. Oh, I discarded the thing that I just got, because, like, the Burst Shot would have been in my hand, is the point, because that's what shield trigger cards do if you don't use them. They just go back into your hand like any other shield would do. I still can't do much here, so I'll add you to my mana. I have 4 thing. I can now summon Volcanodon, and now my Braid Claws will both attack. They can't attack the Gregorian Worm because they would both die because they're 1,000 versus 3,000, but they can still attack the player. No shield trigger. So my other Braid Claw will attack you. No shields, no shield trigger. Alright, so long as I have an opponent that can attack him, we're good for next round. Alright, Gregorian Worm. Can skip that. I didn't get shield trigger. What else does he do? He summons Bloody Skeeto. Damn it. Okay, so Bloody Skeeto, you can see by the little blue bubble there, that means Bloody Skeeto is a blocker. So, well, the good thing about Bloody Skeeto, however, is that while it is a blocker, I don't remember what the X crossbones do, but the no symbol means that it can't attack, normally. That just means it's a defender thing. usually gets paired up with blockers. But yeah. Braid Claw has to attack, so it'll attack the player, and Bloody Skeeto will be a blocker. Let's see what happens when Braid Claw dies to Bloody Skeeto. Mega Laser fucking destruction, Jesus. Oh, that's what it means. Okay, so the Skull and Crossbones means that when Bloody Skeeto wins a fight, it'll explode and die. So it's basically sacrificial. And now, sorry Volcano Dawn, you didn't get to do anything, but this was the Braid Claw show. So Braid Claw, right from the start, wins. And this is kind of like is indicative of like what Fire Civilization is as a civilization. It's very offensive. It's very it's very offensive, basically. It's very rushed down. So that's why there are things like Deadly Fighter Braid Claw. Because that helps you, like, gain that momentum of, like, being on the offensive. So, yeah, this is gonna... Certainly, it's gonna be taking some time, I think. But... Not, like, again, like, now that, like, things are going by much faster, and also, like, I know that you can skip cutscenes, I feel like this Let's Play is gonna go by a lot faster now. So I think that will be good. And I feel like the battles are not going to rage on forever, like the 15-minute intro battle where the person didn't summon anything. I still don't understand these computers right now. Alright, so... I fought these three guys and there's nowhere else I can go. So, with that in mind, I think that will be a good place to end this first episode. It's a taste of what you're going to experience today. Or just in general with this Let's Play, with Duel Masters. Or I should say Duel Masters Cobalt, because apparently that's like its Japanese title, to kind of differentiate it from like just calling it Duel Masters PS2 or whatever. So I'll probably be calling it Duel Masters Cobalt. So, next time on Let's Play Duel Masters Cobalt, we're gonna go to the restaurant, because that's where somebody wants us to go. So, yeah. I hope you guys are looking forward to this. Honestly, I genuinely am really looking forward to playing this game for you guys, and just playing it for myself in general, and seeing what this game is all about. It's gonna be goofy fun, and I am all here for it. And I'm hoping it's gonna actually be pretty decent strategy, too. I don't expect to win every battle, because that's just not how these kinds of things work. But, like, I'm expecting to have fun. And so, I want to have fun. So, yeah. Next time on Let's Play Duel Masters Cobalt, see you guys next time. I hope to see you guys next time, at least. Stick around. It'll be fun.